predators, they're there for one reason. They're there to connect with young people. That is their primary focus. And they are adults and they have our level of life skills. So they will put anything on the child's screen to make that child believe that they know who they're talking to. I've actually published a book in relation to the methodologies of predators. It is a very generic term, but there's a lot of different types of predators and different ways that they work to try and access children online. Some of them are fast and aggressive and they don't hide what their intentions are, looking for a child with really low self-esteem. But quite often they are people who, on the face of it, online, will be the nicest person that you could ever meet in your life. And one of my messages to students is this, whether I'm speaking to Year 5 students or Year 12 students, people I only know on the internet are strangers. End of the story. But that screen can play very powerful tricks on a human mind, particularly a developing mind like a child, whereby they will believe that the person they're talking to on the internet is as real to them as everybody walking around in the physical world. They will make that child feel special, feel wanted. They will want to connect with that person. They will like their photos. They will take an interest in them. They will play the same games. They will include them. They will promise to give them things. To the stage where our children are going to say to us, I just know who that person is. We can't afford as parents to take that risk. This person is a stranger. So particularly if we feel something's wrong, our child needs to block and delete that person, but not thinking that our children know who they're talking to if they have never met that person in the real world. As a cyber expert, I do a lot of work in schools, and I will talk to young people in a very age-appropriate way, of course, and a very common question I get asked is, what do the people want to do to me? What do the bad people want to do? And another one I get is, why do they do this? As a young person who sees that world through rose-coloured glasses, they are very trusting, which makes them very vulnerable, which can be their Achilles heel on the internet. I don't really have an answer for them. When they say, why do these people do it? I say, I was a detective for 16 years and I've interviewed hundreds of predators or people who want to harm children to try and find out why they do what they do. But do you know what? I still don't know why. But what I do know as a parent, what I do know as a cyber expert, and I believe most parents know this, those people exist. So it is really hard to explain to children why we're playing this role, why we want to know what they're doing online, who they're connecting with, where they're going. It's not to stop them having fun, but to protect them. Now, when it comes to young people asking us, what do these people want to do? Depending on the age of our child, I think we as parents really know what we can and can't say to our children, when to address it. Unfortunately, with the internet, these conversations that we would normally have later on with our children are being forced upon us. So I think the communication to help children contextualise and conceptualise that world may need to come a lot earlier. So as a parent, you may feel, I don't want to talk to my kids about this now, but if you're feeling that it's needed, it's probably really important that you do have that conversation. You know, it is like a park where kids go to play, and it's a very uncontrolled environment. Being a public place, we can't control who actually comes into that park, who comes into that space online. So depending on the age of our children, as an example, an 8-year-old, we wouldn't drop our 8-year-old off at the park and leave and expect them to be able to manage any issue that may arise. We stay close to them and we put the rules in place and we tell them, if something happens, you come and talk to me about it. I believe we can relate that mindset to the internet. I really believe it's about going back to the basics and knowing as a parent we have a right. You know, some parents say to me, oh, I don't want to use management controls with my child on the internet because I will feel I'm showing them I'm not trusting them. This is about knowing that they are safe, just like when we stay at the park, knowing where they're going, what they're doing, helping them make good choices.